that we did have some COVID issue, and I still don't know exactly what happened, but it didn't look good for Cam. And even though Bill defended him a little bit and said he did not violate team rules,
yeah,
clearly he did not get vaccinated. He didn't get vaccinated. So clearly he violated a unity rule to me, and Belichick knows that. And then
we're team, we're family.
That's what I'm saying. It's family, and he violated something it's a family bond. You all need to be vaccinated because it's going to give you the best chance to win football games.
Coach Belichick is looking at it. Can I count? I mean, he's unvaccinated. He gets this thing. That's automatic 10 days.
Yep.
And so what if he gets severe symptoms? It might be longer than that. And Skip, remember we was doing the analysis. Okay, one guy's vaccinated, the other guy isn't.
Okay.
Unless he's just head and shoulders.
Yes.
Light years better than the guy, then you're like, okay, fine, that's cool. But if they've been running neck and neck, the guy that's vaccinated, I'm probably going to lean towards him because I'm probably going to be able to count on him knowing that this COVID is out there and it's not going anywhere anytime soon.
Okay. And finally, you read little to nothing into this. I read a little more. But the day after Mac Jones' debut in Foxborough, during which, or as he was walking on the field, he got a standing ovation.
Yeah.
And obviously, everybody roots for the backup quarterback, but he looks like he could be the future. So he played pretty well in his debut, albeit against third and fourth stringers, and got rave reviews. And the next day, coincidentally or not, Cam posts loyalty, comma, I deserve it. No. And he said later it was about a family matter, whatever.
Right.
And you buy into the explanation. You're probably right, but all Belichick knows is it's not a good look because it's too coincidental. It sounds like you might be aiming that at the Patriots or the Patriot fans.
Right.
You know, don't you give me any loyalty here?
Well, first of all, Cam Newton's smart enough. He's been around long enough. The last place you expect loyalty is where? If they let Tom Brady go.
They did.
They replaced Drew Bledsoe after they had taken him to a Super Bowl and got a $100 million contract. Just ask some of the guys, from Ty Law to Willie McGinnis to Lawyer Malloy.
Yep.
Logan Mankins, Richard Seymour. Loyalty? What? There is none of that there. There is no sentiment. Coach Belichick is the last coach I would expect to get any sentimentality out of. That's not what it is. It's a win-loss business. Can you help me win right now? Because if you can't, the guy that's behind you that I feel that he can help me win more than you, guess what? He's about to get up in there.
Okay. I said this from the start, and I believe this, that Mac Jones is a better fit for Bill Belichick long-term than Cam Newton.
Oh, there's no question about that, Skip.
And Belichick has never wanted his quarterback, because it wasn't Brady's way, to be a showman on the field. I love to watch Cam, but I loved him in his MVP year at Carolina when some people didn't. It was just, he's highly entertaining.
Right.
Well, that's not the business that Belichick's in. Jerry Jones is in that business.
Right.
Cam would be great for Jerry Jones. He would love that. He would get a kick out of all of the above. But in this case, I just don't know how long that's going to fly.
Right.
So if it's 50-50, I say the nod's going to the kid. But to your point, you have to be sure that the kid can take you a little higher this year than Cam could.
Especially at the start of the season, because the last thing, Skip, you want to do is get off to a shaky start and find yourself fighting an uphill battle. It's a lot easier to make the playoff, Skip, when you're probably 3-1, 3-2, 4-1, 4-2, as opposed to vice versa. Because now you got to go 3-0, Skip, just to get to 500. That's why it's such an advantage. That's why so many, when teams start 0-2, how hard it is, Skip, for you to make the playoffs, because now you got to go 2-0 just to get to 500, and basically a quarter of the season is already gone. So the question is to Coach Belichick, is Mac Jones substantially, is he head and shoulders above Cam? Do you believe the first quarter of the season, your record would be better with Mac Jones than Cam Newton? Because if you can't answer yes, well, I think you go with Cam. If you answer yes, I believe at the quarter pole, if I start Mac Jones, my record would be equal to or better than with Cam. Well, Mac's your guy.
Okay. What's sticking in Belichick's craw right now is he has to look back at what happened last year. Cam got off to a great start, and they were 2-1, and it should have been obviously 3-0. They barely lost at Seattle. Didn't put the exclamation point on it.
Correct.
COVID hit Cam. He missed a week, the Kansas City game. He comes back, they lose 3 in a row. I don't know how much COVID hit him, but it could have hit him pretty hard.
Right.
And then the rest of the way, they're just not very good because they finish out the year going 5-7 with him at quarterback. Well, that's what's lingering in Belichick's mind is, am I going to see more of the same once the real games go?
Right.
Is that, will I get maybe one great game, maybe 2 from him, and then a bunch of duds?
That's that could be still in Coach Belichick's mind, but also, Skip, yesterday, Mac Jones did not perform as good in practice as he did the day before.
Well, it sounds like the Giants took it personally because there was so much written and said about what a number he did on them. I think they actually game planned overnight, like, not again, not on our watch.
Take it from somebody that's been on a joint practice, that's lost one of these joint practices, and have Mike come in there and says, I don't know what that was, but that's not going to happen tomorrow. Oh, you best believe.
Okay. Okay. So that's fine.
They got pride too now, Skip.
Okay, but what will also linger in Belichick's psyche is what he witnessed firsthand. What was it, 35 of 40 completions the day before with no Cam on the scene.
And gave a little
him a little low high five because the kid was on his knee.
Hey,
so, okay.
Between me and you, that real nice, son.
Okay, well, he doesn't do that. Those don't come often from him.
He's very stingy.
Okay, so here's my gut feeling. I believe that Belichick will decide he can win more games with Mac this year than Cam because he'll decide that Mac will be more consistent than Cam will be. That whatever you can get from this rookie starter, you'll just keep getting it game after game after game. He will not back off. He will not give in. He will not give up. And he will be unsinkable, unflappable. That if he has a bad quarter, he'll bounce back.
Right.
Where he's got the right makeup for Belichick. So I believe that he'll sit back, but he needs to see more. And that's why this is a weird year with only 3 preseason games. It feels like, and I could be wrong about this, but my gut is that a lot of teams were actually pointing to the last one as opposed to the middle one.
Correct.
Where this one, still with 2 weeks to go before the season starts.
And this is why, Skip, because this would be the equivalent. If you had a 4th preseason game, the 3rd preseason game, now, because, Skip, now it's still 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So it's the exact same thing.
Okay, so I disagree with your assessment of what might happen on Sunday evening.
Right.
It's at Giants, right?
You believe they both play?
I think they both play, and I think they play a good bit. Now, that'll depend on how they're going and how it looks to Belichick, but I could see it'll be fascinating to see who gets the start. I'm not going to be shocked if Mac Jones gets the start. I'm not
going to be Coach Belichick wasn't no fake left go right, brother.
Yeah.
He gonna put Mac out there and have Mac's gonna be the starter opening day, and then come opening day Cam trots out there.
It's possible.
I'm not gonna read anything into that.
Okay.
But if they both play, Skip, I believe Cam gets 1, 2, maybe 3 series. Mac probably closes it out to the half, maybe starts the 3rd quarter, and then you bring Brian Hoyer in to finish out the game.
Okay, so the point is, Belichick will not be closely grading Cam's performance. He knows what Cam is and what he isn't. He just knows. You got lots of body of work. I think this kid will get the equivalent of about a half of football. And I think that if he continues to light it up the way he's been, or just to function at the high level that he's functioned at, consistently make good reads and accurate throws, I believe he will cap it off and win the job on Sunday evening.
I'm just going with Cam. Based on this running game with Damian Harris, they traded Sonny Michel. They got this young kid in there from Oklahoma, Skip, who's been sensational.
Trust me, I said this. I tweeted this on draft day when they stole him in the 4th round. I know him inside and out. I know him from watching my Sooners.
Right.
He can be a star if Belichick will let him. And that is a huge part of this puzzle because they're going to run the heck out of it. Listen, Ramondre Stevenson, he can bash you and he can dash you.
Oh, yeah.
He's big and powerful, and he's got speed to him. He's got acceleration to him.
Yeah.
I'm talking about star quality, but Belichick's got to feature him and let him go. And they usually do it more by committee.
Yeah. You're not getting the whole. There's not going to be a situation, Skip. If you go back and look at it over the last probably 15 years, they've been a committee type. Ain't nobody getting no 30 carries. Every once in a while, LeGarrette Blount would get 25 carries, Skip. But more times than not, it was, Burkhead, is this guy, is that guy. They might end up with 40 carries, but you got one guy with 13, one guy with 10, one guy with 5.
I mean, maybe he's the LeGarrette Blount now, but still, He's going to have big impact. And he was the reason that Sony Michel is a Ram. Okay?
I had a feeling that was coming.
And he can also be a reason that he'll be more comfortable going with Mac. It might be.